What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are. The media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network. Start the show.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, the host of the Tina Ramsay Show and podcast. And we're all about motivating you, sharing knowledge, having upbuilding conversations centered around business, wellness, education, and life. We introduce you to some of the most amazing standout entrepreneurs and influencers who are truly making a positive impact in the world. And today's guest, is like, she is just simply amazing. When you think of the words energetic, intuitive, resilient, she's also an author. How about that? And despite her early challenges in 2022, she went through an internal breakthrough where she began to peel the layers of her life and the mental layers in such a way that it unveiled a profound self-discovery. Do you want to know that self-discovery? I know I do. So let's bring on to the show the amazing, the epic TammyRenee. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Listen, I am ecstatic to be here because when I look at everything that you're doing, it's just like when people say a beacon of hope, a beacon of inspiration. And so we're going to talk about a topic that many people are confused about when in regards to mentorship and coaching. Many believe that it's one and the same, but is it really? So you call yourself a mentor and not a coach. So what's the difference?
Okay, so I have my own definition, and the reason why I call myself a mentor is because I do more life with you. And I take the things that I've learned, I experienced, and I show you that way. And I do research on the things that I don't know. So it's more personal. Whereas I feel like a coach, I just don't want to call myself a coach for somewhere. I feel like it's more structured. So you have formulas that shows you the way on what you should accomplish. Whereas I take your dreams and we bring that together with your personal values and your values of what you want to accomplish and bring those together to create your desire. It's not a certain formula that I use. I use my intuition to guide me through my sessions when I'm working with you. So I pull out things that you need specifically just for you. There's no one shoe fits all. So everybody I talk to, somebody may never get the tool that I gave you because it was meant for you. And I don't go through the certifications of that they require for coaching because I let God guide me. God is my certification. So that's why I call myself more of a mentor. I teach from experience, knowledge, and research.
I get it. But you know what? A coach can do that similarly. But I get why you say that you mentor, because mentorship and coaching, depending upon how it is, you're right, can be a little bit more structured and for a general audience, okay, specifically. And so the fact that you're getting into the, how we say, when life be lifing, you get into the meat and potatoes of that particular individual. That's why you don't have a one size fit all kind of guideline. It's pretty based on you being guided with God telling you, okay, this person need A, B, C. And
Right.
so, yeah, so I get it why you call it mentorship. And in my case, I like to have a mentor and I do like to have coaches, because mentors, in my opinion, give you something that coaches in general do not give. And it's real personal.
Yes.
It's on not that coaching is not, because I am a coach, but mentorship goes to a different level of intimacy between that mentor and that client or student, however you want to call it, that is going to cross over their business and personal life.
Yeah.
It's going to help you balance the both worlds, whereas mentorship may just be about business. I mean, coaching.
Yeah.
So I see. I like your definition. We might need to coin that.
Yeah. And I think mentoring is a complement to coaching.
Yes.
So they are complements to each other, because you may have coaching and you're working on something with your coach, but maybe there's something personally blocking you from achieving what your coach wants you to achieve. And then that's where I will come in to help that personal block so that you can achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Oh, I love that. And that's a good way to share perspective on that. Mentorship can help you through those personal. I like that, because it is sometimes there are some situations where you can't break through because of something that happened to you or something that's personal that don't allow you to be able to make it to that next step in your business. So I really see how mentorship is very valuable and they kind of can work together. And so TammyRenee, let me just think about this right here for a moment. When I think about you, and I read a little bit of your bio, and you also share a little bit about your background in regards to you being biracial and really embracing the heritage of being a biracial child. How did it shape your perspective on life, and what lessons did you draw from, if you had any adversities, and if you did, how did you face them based upon what you went through?
I would say as a child, it was hard to find where I fit in. So I didn't feel like I fit in with the Black culture. I didn't feel like I fit in with the white culture. So I never found a place. So then I just started accepting everybody. I just was like, everybody is, we just people. And that's how I started looking at, like, we just people. And I think as I grew up and I started to travel, and people started accepting me from their countries, I really began to just not even see color. But it wasn't until, and then as a child, real quick, I was not, the family home that I was in, I wasn't exposed a lot to the Black culture and the education. So I didn't feel like I even could relate to Black people. But I had a lot of racism in my family, so I didn't want to relate with the white people. So there was a lot of confusion, and that's why I just like, we just people. Then I went to South Africa. And once I went to South Africa, oh my God, a whole new world started opening up. I started learning about the histories. I felt at home. And that's when I really started identifying more so as an African American, because I could understand more. Before it's like I was just on the whim. I would be anywhere. I'm wherever you are, that's what I am. Because I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. So it's been a journey. And I still embrace all cultures. I do love to learn about different cultures. I love to learn the history about cultures. So I think being biracial and being in that situation where I didn't fit in has opened me up culturally.
I will agree with you because you mentioned how you was raised in a household with mostly Caucasian background, and so you never had the chance to really explore your African American side, or if you want to say African American or Black, you never was able to see that side of culture until you actually went outside of your comfort zone and start traveling and went to South Africa, and then you felt that piece of you.
Mm-hmm.
You felt that piece of you. And so it shows how crucial it is for you to put yourself in an environment that's conducive to what you want to learn about. Because that's something that, even though you can watch it on television, but it's totally different when you're there.
Yes.
When you're there. And so the fact that you being totally honest and transparent with how you felt at the time, and now seeing everything that you're doing, and all the things that you're just discovering is just so wonderful. And we're going to get a little bit more into your path to your self-discovery and everything of that nature. But before we do, we have to take a commercial break. So all of you guys that need to go get you a little snack, a little beverage, go ahead, get it. And then we'll come back and we're going to learn more about this self-discovery, because I feel that this will help you, whether you're biracial or not, because all of us really on the path of self-discovery to try to figure out who we are and why we need to do this or that. So come on back after this commercial break. We'll be back in a moment. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is a magazine that embraces and celebrates the entire homeschooling experience. Our magazine is different from all the rest because we provide beneficial information and assistance in homeschooling, business, wellness, mental health, resources, and life. We encourage you to pick up a copy of our magazine today on Amazon.com by simply searching the Homeschooling Interactive Magazine. The Homeschooling Interactive Magazine is all about impacting the world through home-based learning, helping to de-stress the homeschooling experience. Get your copy from Amazon today. Join the She Trucking Foundation today and be a part of a supportive community of women in the trucking industry. Unlock exclusive access to valuable resources, including mentorship, educational workshops, and networking opportunities. Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting your trucking journey, She Trucking is here to empower you and help you thrive. Visit www.shetrucking.com to join us and drive your trucking career to new heights. And just like that, we are back, and I come along with a friend whom you may ask, the amazing TammyRenee. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so before the break, we was talking about mentorship and the difference between mentorship and coaching, and now we start talking about your heritage and how you felt being biracial, and how for a moment you had to discover who you were, and it was that trip to South Africa that really attached you, or I should say you started embracing the African American side of your culture, because prior to that you wasn't able to fully embrace it because you wasn't exposed to that side of your family, or I should say that side of your heritage. So right now let's double back about, you have so many pivotal moments in your life. I mean, literally like boom, 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 boom. So what forced you to like question everything and ultimately lead you to start this journey of self-discovery? Because you just don't start it just because wake up on the whim and say, I'm going to start self-discovery today. It had to be something that motivated you to do it.
Yes. I would say my pivotal moment was when I was almost 30. And what had happened was when I was 14, I had told my mom I liked girls. And she said she would disown me. So I literally closed that part of my life. And I ended up marrying a guy she picked for me at 17. And so I got married. I stayed married for 10 years. But it was at age about 27, because we were married for 10 years. Something woke up inside of me and reminded me of that moment And I remember telling my husband at the time about that moment and sitting down and talking to him and bringing all of that back up. And I was scared to tell my mom. So I started saying, oh, maybe I'm just bisexual or something like that, but I'm not going to leave this marriage because this is where I'm supposed to be. But it didn't work out that way. The truth started coming out, and then my mom found out, and she was not happy. It was when I stood up to my mom and said, this is my life, and I need to live it. I need to be who I'm going to be. And I stepped out. Prior to that, I didn't graduate high school because I just did like I was supposed to do, get married, have babies. So it was at that time, once I stood up to my mom or living in the dreams of someone else, I was able to begin to live my own dreams.
Wow, that is a pivotal moment. The fact that you allowed your and parents can have a strong effect on our children, whether positive or negative, because that's just the power of what parents have. But the fact that you totally immerse yourself into the dream that she had for you, and at the young age of 17 married and start having children, and then 10 years later, every 10 years they say that you become a new person every 10 years. So it's ironic that you say 10 years at 27, that was your light bulb aha moment. Wait a minute. Something came alive in you. You was like, wait, this is not the life that I had for myself. And so you realize that the source of why you was in this life that you wanted, that you currently had, was because of you didn't want to displease your mom, because that's basically what it all boils down to. And so at that moment, you started your self-discovery, your self-reflection with reclaiming your power.
Yes. Otherwise, I was just giving and giving away my power to please others, but still maintain a lifestyle that was, I would say, pleasing to their eyes.
Yeah. And so being that you made that breakthrough, that self-discovery journey for yourself, and you came to this aha moment at 27, after you made that decision that I'm going to live my life the way that it makes me feel better about myself, did things change for you? Did things start getting better?
Oh my gosh. It was like I was a kid in the candy store. Like literally, that's how I felt. I was having new experiences. And this was the first time I had left my town too, really, to go live outside of my small town, which, little town in Ohio, Lorain, Ohio. And it was the first time I moved out of it to actually go live by myself without my husband or my family or whatever. So I actually went back, got my GED. I got real encouraging. I just was like, I want to accomplish this. I went back to college. It was the first time I traveled international. So by age of 32, I had a college degree. I traveled international. I had my GED. I divorced my husband. So within 3 years of standing up to my mom and starting to live my life, I had accomplished all of that takes people normally 10 years to accomplish.
Yeah, to say the least. And so the fact that at 27, that was your breakthrough. And then at 30, you went back to school, you got your GED. And then from there, you went to college and got your college degree. Yeah, that's a lot to accomplish in 3 years. And you ended the relationship that you did not want to be in and start living the life that you wanted to live. And so I could see how you making that decision to stand within your own power, to come basically to be who you are, it allowed you to be like a butterfly. that was once a caterpillar, and you kind of blossom out. And then you was like, wait a minute, I don't have any shackles. I don't have anything restraints holding me back. I'm going to be TammyRenee, and I'm going to do all of these things that I've been holding back from doing. And you just simply just kept just making milestones after milestones in a relatively short time. So, but with all that being said, in 2023, even though you had all of this positivity and different stuff that's happening, 2023, a little bit shifted a little bit in your life in regards to your family. So what happened in 2023 that despite of now you're your own woman, hear me roar, then you get to 2023 and then something pivotal happened in 2023. So could you share that with us?
So in 2023 or 2022, 2022 maybe?
Around that period, 2022, okay. 2023.
So even though I had this wake up call and I had spent all these years exploring life, learning about life, I still had parts of me that I was still living to please others because it just doesn't happen overnight. But I wasn't aware of it because I was experiencing so much I wanted to experience. So I remember being at a retreat. This might be the moment we're talking about when we were asked to write our dreams. And when I was writing my dreams, I wrote down what I had been telling myself for years. Then I looked at it and I said, what about this dream makes it my dream? And I was told, that's not your dream. That's your spouse's dream. So I moved from pleasing my mom, even though I gained this independence, into relationships where I would please my spouses. And once that happened, just a whole new world started opening up. My eyes started opening up, and I started to revisit the pain that I had hid because I was living life, because I was out there having fun. I wasn't letting that stuff come up. And with that, I sat down and wrote a book. And this book kind of came out of nowhere. I never would read prior to that. I never would write. I would never spell because I wasn't comfortable because I didn't graduate high school.
Yeah.
So when I started peeling back those deep feelings, those real deep ones that we forget about, I end up writing introspective poetry. And I didn't even know it was going to be a book at the time. But then after I got it all written out, all these poems written out, that's when I was told to turn it into a book.
Wow. So that was like, those poems was like therapeutic because even though you was living your life and you was the happiest you ever been, you still had some pieces of you that needed to be healed, that needed to have a breakthrough. And I think that's riveting in the fact that even though you had all of this in this area with your mom, but if you are a people pleaser, speaking from experience, but I'm recovered. I done got out of that phase in my life. So I can identify with what you're saying. You're right. You go from one relationship to the next. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or if it's not romantic. You kind of do it with friendships. You do it with partnerships. You do it in all the relationships. And the fact that you came with that self-reflection saying, hey, even though I solved it with my mom, I'm still doing it with my spouse. I need to break these layers. And so for any of you that are watching the show today and you're really trying to gravel with how or try to grab yourself on how can I be happy? All right. It's going, like TammyRenee said, it's going to take time. And even if you do make a remarkable breakthrough in one area, remember, you are not just one dimensional. You have a lot of different layers that over time you need to break through. And so this particular breakthrough, when she realized this realization, she wrote an introspective poem and poems after poem and poem that actually became a book. So for those of you who curious, this is her book that you can go on Amazon and get called Food for Thought, Feed Your Soul, Introspective Poetry by TammyRenee. So go pick it up Go pick it up from Amazon. Okay, so with all that being said, wow, your story is so like multi-layered, multifaceted. So what we're gonna do before we go a little deeper, we have to take another commercial break, and you guys make sure to come back because we're gonna dig a little deeper in this, because from this episode, I really want you guys to take this information, start doing what you need to do now, so that you can be better in 2024. Make the steps now. And you need mentorship, reach out to Tammy. Reach out to TammyRenee. We'll be back in a moment, you guys.
Listen, if anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. Listen, go on Amazon and get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43. There is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book is less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is the best. Grab this book on Amazon.
And just like that, we are back, and I come along with a friend who might you might ask, TammyRenee. And we're back. Okay, so go to Amazon and pick up TammyRenee book of poetry and my book, The Power of Podcasting. Now we're gonna get on back to it, because we would think that TammyRenee is finished with all the self-discovery. We would think that she has reached the pivotal moment, the milestone, that she stopped. But then there comes a wave. But then there come a wave. So Tammy, tell us about this wave, because you didn't stop.
No, and I am not finished either. So The Wave is a podcast that has pushed me so that I can start sharing my voice through my stories through this podcast. There it is, the Wave philosophy, and it stands for wisdom, awareness, vision, and energy. The wisdom that we carry within us. Basically, I do things to kind of help you trust that wisdom. I tell you things to help you trust that wisdom. Awareness, all of us need to be aware, not just self-aware, awareness around us, which we're the culture and the travel and learning things all the time, grows your awareness. And then the vision, that's the visualization of seeing your future, seeing your life, visualizing the things that you want. Some people call it manifestation. So it's visualizing the things that you want. And then the energy, we are all energy. So I am a natural energy healer. And that's something I'm starting to share more and more. You're hearing it here, right here today. So that we are naturally energy. So, you can step in a room and feel the energy of a room. You can also step in a room and change the energy of a room. And you can kind of protect your own energy from other people having you feel a certain way. So we dig deep into all that. I share my stories on how that stuff plays a role in my life, so that you can use the tools that I give and help it with your life.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So you guys, let me give it to you one more time. You can go and get your book from Amazon, Food for Thought, Feed Your Soul, Introspective Poetry by TammyRenee. You can also go listen to her podcast on all places that podcasts are streaming. Make sure that you subscribe and listen to that to get that help that you need, as well as you can get in contact with her because I'm going to give you the information if you want to get her mentorship. And we didn't talk about it, but a little birdie told me that she has a notebook. So go and get Word Matters notebook. So if you're looking for a notebook that you can really write your thoughts, and be, get your thoughts out in something different. Sometimes you need different inspiration in order to have and move you into a different mindset. And so having a notebook that's specifically for whatever you want to have a breakthrough with, it will be creating that new perspective, that new life, that new walk, that new purpose that you're trying to fulfill for yourself, that a standard red, yellow, or green notebook that we get doing back to school won't do. So you just need to go. So this is a notebook that you can do to write all those thoughts. It can be your special place, like your diary, your journal, whatever. I'm aging myself talking about some diary, but I just write in a diary. We didn't call it journal. We call it my diary.
Right.
In a day. But anyway, make sure to go check out all of that. And so right now, TammyRenee, I'm gonna let them know where they can actually tune in. All of you can actually find her, like I said, on podcast. You can go to tinyurl.com/TammyRenee links, and you will be able to see all the links that will take you to all these different places that I'm telling you about now. Of course, you can follow her on social media as well. For those of you who are a little curious, because I'm visual, honey. I am visual. So here, you're going to go to her landing, and you'll be able to see and be able to easily connect with her author's page to purchase her books. You can book your mentor call. You can follow her on LinkedIn, the TikTok, if you like to do the TikTok, YouTube, her podcast, and you can have that personal discovery, transformation, mentoring meeting. And then you can also register to be a guest on her show. So go check it out. And let me stop sharing right quick and show you that it is tinyurl.com/TammyRenee links. So Tammy,
Yes.
Nay, is there anything else you would like to share with us on this beautiful day and leave with our guests?
What I would like to share with you, a quote that I use a lot nowadays is, if you want to be the leader of your dreams, you need to know what your dreams are.
Simple, but yet complex at the same time.
Because we will live in the dreams of others. But if you know what your dreams are, you can create your dreams and be the leader.
Wow, that is powerful. So Tammy, thank you so much for being a featured guest on our show and sharing everything about TammyRenee.
And thank you for having me. This has been exciting. Thank you.
It's truly been my pleasure. And keep on doing the great things. And you guys, in the future, you may be able to book TammyRenee for a speaking engagement, because she do travel. You heard she been traveling now. So you need some motivation, some inspiration, then go ahead over there and check out TammyRenee, because she's energetic, she intuitive, and she is resilient. All the things that we need in order to motivate us to walk into our best life, because we need all the help we can get.
And then some.
Yes. So thank you so much for being a featured guest on our show, TammyRenee. And so you can hold back in the backstage, and I'll be with you in a moment, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, you guys, wasn't that amazing? Make sure to check out today's featured guest, TammyRenee, on all social media platforms, including checking her out on her podcast. And if you're a person in need of mentorship, make sure to check her out as well. As always, I want to let you guys know that if no one told you today that you are worthy, that you are special, that you are valued, I want you to know that I love you. And I'm telling you that you are worthy and that you are valued. So what do I want you to do until next time you see us on the Tina Ramsay Show? I want you to do what? I want you to keep smiling. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. EST, because guess what? It's time for you to come share, shine, and grow. What? On the Tina Ramsay Show. Have a great night, you guys. See you next week. CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.